like it's got out of bed. Oh. But, got this comment on my video. I think you should make jewelry. I remember when I came back from LA. You know, I came back from LA. I was totally busted practically. I spent 11 years in Los Angeles. I arrived in LA with like $600 or something. I left with like 3,500 in 11 years. I mean, when you have that sort of a record, you're obviously doing something that's not financially productive. So, when I got back to New Mexico, this coffee's not that good. It's not. When I got back to New Mexico, I said I gotta figure out a way to make a living. So I started making jewelry. And I was on this one forum. And I was chatting with this guy, and I says, I don't know what I should do. Don't know exactly what I should be doing, because I wanted to do pate de verre. Now, pate de verre, I'll show you. Pate de verre is French for glass paste. Okay. Oh, pate de verre. This is pate de verre. Argy-Rousseau. And pate de verre is where you take glass and crush it up and mix it with color and basically put it into these forms. And this is pate de verre by this guy, French guy, who was pate de verre, from what I remember, was something that was lost after glass blowing came in. Because pate de verre is a very, yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. The first, when they first started making things out of glass, they crushed up glass and put it in a mold and then heated it, and it was like kind of like pottery, making pottery almost. Except they didn't make it in a wheel, they made it in molds. And at the time, I think what happened, do your own research, I'm not your freaking mother. At the time of Rousseau, this guy Rousseau, Argy-Rousseau, where's my freaking coffee cup? God. What he did was, okay, I realized when was it around, it was in there was a movement, Art Nouveau, do your own research, that happened as a response to the Industrial Revolution. And the Industrial Revolution came along, and instead of like having a person in your community that made shoes or chairs or whatever, all of a sudden mass production came in, and there were companies or towns or whatever, companies that started making shoes, and basically put all the shoemakers out of business. Started that process of putting people out of business because everything started to go industrialized. And there was a guy named, William Morris, who I think is accredited with the start of Art Nouveau. And he encouraged people to get back to making things. And so Rousseau, I'm not sure exactly how he saw it, if he saw something in a museum or whatever, but he saw something, because even by the time of the Industrial Revolution, pate de verre was finished, because when I think it was the Romans, I think the Romans started blowing glass, and once they started blowing glass, it was a much more efficient way to produce glass, so pate de verre was finished. And so Rousseau, I believe he was the one, or along with some other people or something, I don't know, went in to rediscover how pate de verre was made. So they produced pate de verre. So I wanted to do pate de verre. And so it's a complex process, blah, blah, blah. So I was on this forum learning about pate de verre, and this person had seen my jewelry, and he said, "I think you should make jewelry." No, I said, I can't figure out exactly what I'm supposed to do. And he said something like, "I think you should make jewelry," or something like that, you know. Because let me tell you something, folks. If it wasn't for women, there would be no economy. Every woman has got how many pair of earrings, how many necklaces, how many brooches, how many rings. I mean, women love jewelry. It's a big deal for women. I mean, you can see, I'm not a real big jewelry fan. You know, I'm not. So, it was funny. It was many, many years ago when I was selling jewelry. This is a long time ago. Indian jewelry, mid-70s. This guy said, he says, he's always in the jewelry business, and he said, "You know why I can tell that you're an honest person?" I'm in the jewelry business. I said, "How?" He says, "Because you don't wear any jewelry." I thought that was funny. I don't know. So, yeah, I guess I should just make jewelry, but, you know, I've been making it for a while, and, you know, people always want something else. They want what they want. So I want to be recognized as a visual artist, you know. But and it goes back to the story of the guy in Florida that I met that one time. And he had a store with all of these different variations and stuff. And I said, "Well, why don't you, you know, it was just a kid when I was talking to this guy. I said, "Well, why don't you, you know, sell this stuff and open up a really nice jewelry store?" He says, "Well, you know, you can follow you can set the trends and get rich or go broke, or you can follow the trends and make a good living." And I've always been the person that wanted to set something, who wanted to do something interesting that people hadn't done before. And I'm still that person. See you later.